Good afternoon, everyone. You are joining us on Facebook Live again today. It's me, Erin, with you for the moment. I'm also joined by my colleague and crime reporter, Carl Eve. We are just waiting outside Crownhill Police Station, as you can see, for a press conference which has been arranged by Devon and Cornwall Police for the various press that are in the city today. So you'll see, I'll just show you the setup that's happening before we hear from ACC Leaper, who's going to be taking the press conference. She's going to be reading a statement from Devon and Cornwall Police in regards to the events that have been unfolding over the past couple of days in regards to the Bobbi-Anne McLeod investigation. Let me know in the comments if you can hear the microphone okay at the moment. As you can see, there's a lot of press here with a lot of sophisticated setup, which I'm sure you're aware we don't have that level of capability here on Plymouth Live, but we do want to make sure that you are able to hear the update and the statement that's going to be read out this afternoon. So just wanted to check that before we happen. Marilyn saying, hear you loud and clear, and so is Louise. Thank you very much, Louise. That's perfect. So we're just waiting for ACC Leaper to come out of Crownhill Police Station, which she'll be doing very shortly. The press conference is scheduled for 3 o'clock this afternoon. So we did start this Facebook Live just a tiny bit early so that we didn't miss it. I'm actually gonna try and crouch in a nearby position, probably over here without. Can I crouch in front of you? Is that all right? Lovely. Okay. It takes a little while just to get set up, especially when you have a lot of press in one area at once. So this is a organised press conference that's going to be happening by Devon and Cornwall Police. My colleague Carl, who you probably will have seen yesterday if you were following the developments yesterday, he's going to join us after the statement is read out, just to give you some more context. And Carl's a very experienced crime reporter, so hopefully he might be able to offer some insight as to how processes like this work. Just to reiterate, there is a tribute area in Liam as well, but right now we'll stop and you can hear the statement from ACC Leaper.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming this afternoon. I'm Assistant Chief Constable Nikki Leaper, Head of Operations for Devon and Cornwall Police. First of all, I would like to send my personal condolences to Bobbi-Anne's family and friends, and I am thinking of them at this tragic time. We are aware of the significant level of interest in the ongoing murder investigation being run by our major crime team, and I wanted to provide you the latest information in relation to this. The two men who were arrested on suspicion of murder remain in police custody at this time, and we do not anticipate this to change throughout the day. Inquiries continue at the pace. Yesterday afternoon, officers located Bobbi-Anne McLeod were informed of the development, and they continue to be supported by specialist officers. Officers on the ground have been and are continuing to be supported by specialist resources. Extensive searches and forensic examination of a number of scenes is being done. These searches are expected to continue over the coming days, and the public will see lots of increased visible police presence. We apologise to our communities, but we will see a lot of police on our streets. Whilst of course we understand that the public interest in this investigation, we understand that this is a live and active case, and we ask members of the public please to not speculate at this time. We are committed to provide the information to you and the public as and when, but as you can appreciate, we must maintain the integrity of this investigation. I would like to personally thank the public and the communities of Plymouth for supporting our officers and the investigation. And I continue to encourage anyone with information that may assist our investigation to please come forward. This can be done by calling 101 or through other means through our website, or if you wish to speak to an officer directly, then please contact us. Please quote log 706 of the 22nd of November. Once again, we are committed in providing information, but we will not speculate at this time to maintain the integrity of the investigation. And I just want to thank you all for your understanding. Thank you.
There were a few of you who said there was a little bit of sound interference at the beginning, so we're just going to go over to my colleague Carl, who's going to redo the beginning of the statement. Carl, are you okay just to reread maybe the first half of the statement that we just had from ACC Leaper, because I think there was a little bit of distortion on the audio. Take it away.
Yes, Nikki Leaper is the Assistant Chief Constable for Crownhill Police. And as she said, they are aware of the significant level of interest in the ongoing murder investigation. This murder investigation has covered several areas around Plymouth. Most murder inquiries seem to focus, or predictably in the past, focused on one or two areas. This one is actually spread right across the city. Those of you who know the city well know that it's quite a distance between Liam and Bobbi-Anne for a start. Police said that they're going to try and provide the latest information in relation to this. Still on suspicion of murder, remaining police custody at this time. We do not anticipate this to change throughout today. As inquiries continue at a pace. Yesterday afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, officers located the body of a woman in the Bobbi-Anne area of South End after information received by police alleged inquiries being carried out in the area.
Carl, I'm just going to interrupt you.
Certainly.
The microphone is not working, so I'm just going to need you to talk very loudly.
If you would like to wait just a few seconds,
Yeah.
I can get you a better microphone if that would assist.
Yeah, should we? Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go.
To wait and the reader,
Yeah.
at readers.
Yes.
I'm still
That's
on
fine.
Plymouth Herald time, isn't that awful?
Yes.
Give me a moment.
Okay.
I think it is back at my vehicle. If you can just pause.
Yeah, no problem. So Carl's just going to go and grab a different microphone for you. We are aware of you reporting some microphone issues. Unfortunately, these things do tend to happen here on Plymouth Live, so just be patient. Carl's going to go and grab a clip-on microphone, which, as you'll understand, we were unable to use in the actual press conference itself because we're unable to clip a microphone onto the Assistant Chief Constable due to the nature of where she was standing. So we'll swap microphones out. I appreciate all of you commenting. Unfortunately, it is just one of those things. I wish we had a setup like this, but not the case. So let's give this a whirl with Carl.
Plans of mice and men. I hope this would rather you hear what I'm saying.
Exactly. Yeah. This is something important, so we want to be able to do it properly. So thank you for your patience.
Sorry about that, everybody.
Okay, right. One. How about Carl? You just say something?
1 2 1 2. Hope you can all hear me okay.
And again?
1 2 3 4.
Okay,
Are we
let's
there?
try this.
Okay. Right.
Okay, let's see.
Sorry about the interruption, everyone. Just you want to make sure that you can hear what we've got to say. So, just a quick recap. Assistant Chief Constable of Crownhill Police, Nikki Leaper, she's head of operations. They are keenly aware, the police, of the high level of interest. You only need to spend a few minutes on Facebook or Twitter at the moment, and you can be aware of it. As well as you can see behind me, if my colleague just briefly pans around, you can see the large number of journalists, national and local. As they stated, 2 men who have been arrested on suspicion of murder remain in police custody at this time. It's most likely they will be held down at Charles Cross Police Station. We do not anticipate this to change throughout today as inquiries continue at a pace. Nikki said, in effect, that means that the likelihood of any kind of charge tonight and appearance in court tomorrow is less than slim. Yesterday afternoon, officers located the body of a woman in the Bobbi-Anne area of South Hams after information received by police led to inquiries being carried out in the area. Whilst we have not been told or had it confirmed that the body was found, where the body was found on Bobbi-Anne, we do understand the body was not found on the beach. And I think there's been a lot of concern by dog walkers and people who use that area. It includes the southwest coast path, that the body was found at the beach. We understand it was not. From witnesses that we've spoken to, as well as reporters who've been on the scene, there appears to be a lot more attention much further, about several hundred yards away from the beach in woodland. So for those people who continue to do dog walking or walk in the area, that area is still open. Whilst the road has been closed to traffic, the southwest coast path along the beach is open. Formal identification hasn't been carried out, but the family of 18-year-old Bobbi-Anne McLeod were informed of the development, and they continue to be supported by specialist officers. What this means in effect is that formal identification process can be either done by the family themselves, which is a very distressing and traumatic occasion. Often the police will suggest that actually this is done other ways, such as through dental records, fingerprints, DNA, so that the family don't have to go through it. The specialist officers, you'll have family liaison officers who are specially trained officers who are a conduit between the lead investigators and the family. They provide them with information that they feel is necessary to the families. Similarly, the other way, if the families feel there's any information, they have an almost personal link with the family liaison officers. They're called flows, and that information gets passed back to the investigators. Also, if the family have any concerns, including wider family, grandparents, aunts, uncles, etc., that can be brought through the FLOs. Assistant Chief Constable Nikki Leaper also said officers on the ground have been and are continuing to be supported by specialist resources, whilst extensive searches and forensic examination of a number of scenes is carried out. Some of you may have spotted in the Liam area, as well as the searches around the bus stop in Brampton Road. There has also been searches further afield now. I think there is a roundabout near Thurlston Walk and Barnstable Close, which when I was down there yesterday, we saw a couple of officers with a roll of cordon tape, which had yet to put it in place. That today has turned into a scene which has been cordoned off, and a number of officers have been seen working through woodland just behind that roundabout. The Assistant Chief Constable went on to say that these searches are expected to continue over the coming days, and the public can expect to see an increased visible presence during that time. It is likely that at a number of locations, as well as woodland, is going to be searched. Normally, in any investigation, if a suspect is arrested, they will search properties linked to that person, such as home addresses, possibly even addresses of family. They will examine garages, even places of work. And officers have to go through a process of examining each one thoroughly, just in case there is any evidence there that leads them to be able to bring a charge. So we could see this go on for a number of days. We apologise for any disruption these searches may cause our communities. I think some of you are probably already aware that a lot of roads are being closed, access points. I've spoken to somebody whose sports activity in a location has been put on hold for the next few days whilst these searches continue and roads are blocked off. And the Assistant Chief Constable wanted to make a point that she would appreciate everyone's patience. She does appreciate everyone's patience whilst this goes on. She added, whilst of course we understand the public interest in this investigation, we remind the public that this is a live and active case, and we ask members of the public not to speculate at this time. I hardly need to say that one of the big problems, one of the advantages, but also one of the problems of social media, Facebook and the like, is it gives our people opportunity, chance to speculate, to discuss what they know. And a lot of information was shared, some information which did come from the family, had originally come from the police, some information which came from other quarters, friends, etc., and relatives. the outpouring of emotion will often find its way onto Facebook. Sometimes that is beneficial to the community, and other times that's not beneficial to the police, especially if it comes to a situation where a charge is brought and a court case is brought. There is risks involved of cases being derailed by information that's been shared. For the police, information is absolute currency to them, and if some information gets out, or if spurious information gets out, it can damage the case further down the line. And so understandably, the police's plea is very much, if you can, only go with what's coming out from official sources. To date, we at Plymouth Live have attempted to stick with that line. We cannot speak for our colleagues from the Nationals, but please bear with us. There may be information which you know from your own links to the family and friends is accurate, but the reason it's not being shared by us is because there is the potential to damage any case that may follow further down the line. And obviously the police's request for people to temper their speculation. We've seen this quite recently, just a few months ago. I won't go into that in great depth, but if you can find your way to hold back some of your thoughts on social media sites, it's not to our benefit. It's not even really to just the police officer's benefit. Ultimately, it will be to the benefit of Bobbi-Anne herself and the family. Nikki Lever went on to thank the public and the community of Plymouth for supporting our officers and investigation, and I continue to encourage anyone with information which may assist our investigation to contact us. Situations like this are very, very far-ranging. We are under the impression that we do know that she left her home at 6 o'clock. Anyone who may have dash cam may have driven past her at any point. Anyone who is driving around the Bobbi-Anne area, as well as the Liam areas, may have information that they may think is insignificant to them, and they may think it's insignificant to someone else. But sometimes those insignificant pieces of information are absolutely vital. I have reported on other court cases where something that seems so minuscule turns out to be a very key part of a court case. So please, if you have any information that you think might be beneficial to the investigation, come forward. They have given us a police log number of 706 of the 22nd of the 11th, 2021. Now, a lot of you will realise that Bobbi-Anne went missing on the 20th. There is a reason why this log has changed from how it was to what it is now. A lot of it is to do with the mechanics of a police investigation. But let me reiterate, the current log number is 706 22 11 21. And if you have any information, phone 101, or you can email the police on 101@dc.police.uk. The family have made it very clear that at the moment they are not going to speak to the press. We understand a number of media organisations have approached the family. That's quite normal in this situation for the police to speak on behalf of the family and alert the media, the national and local, that they won't be speaking at this stage, and we will respect that. Are there any questions at the moment, Erin? Do you want me to run through the background to it?
Maybe just a quick overview of the statement in general, just for,
Sure.
you know, if there's anything new, just for anyone that missed the beginning with the microphone cutting out.
Certainly. I think Assistant Chief Constable Nikki Lever has given a public statement to the media this afternoon. In effect, they are still investigating. It is still defined as a murder investigation, and the two men are still in custody on suspicion, after being arrested on suspicion of murder. They were arrested yesterday afternoon. A body of a woman was found in the Bobbi-Anne area of South Hams. As I said a little bit earlier on, we understand that was not found on the beach, despite claims on social media that she was found on the beach. We understand that the searches that are currently ongoing are much further back. As I say, Devonport Police have yet to confirm where the body was found or any exact time. Formal identification has not yet been carried out, and even when it has, it normally is the arena of the senior coroner for Plymouth to actually pass out that information, although there are occasions, and this may be one of them, where Devon and Cornwall Police will release that information as and when it's confirmed. But currently they have stated that the information that they have got, they have had to inform the family of Bobbi-Anne at this time. For those of you who weren't aware of how this started, Saturday night around about 6 o'clock, Bobbi-Anne, an 18-year-old girl, she's only 4'11", in slight build, left her home in Liam, and she was meant to be getting a bus. From the information that the police had, she never got on that bus, and she was not seen again. A number of searches were carried out around the area. A number of members of the public got involved. There was a lot of reports, and it was not until around about Monday that the police issued an appeal to the public for information, and since then they've continued their searches. The normal process for a situation unfortunately like this is for the police continue their inquiries. This can take some time. They may be granted additional time to hold the two gentlemen. They would have to apply to a superintendent for a warrant of further detention. That will grant them, I think, up to 12 hours. They're allowed to do that, I think, a couple of times before they would then have to go to a magistrate to request further time to hold them. At this stage, we have no idea how long that will be. I'm sure the police are unsure how long. It's all determined on how much evidence they can gather, whether the evidence puts the gentleman that they've arrested from being suspicion of murder to being charged with murder. The decision to charge is not the police's. The decision will be made by the Crown Prosecution Service. They will be handed a file of information, and the CPS then makes the decision on what happens next, or whether they appear in court. They would most likely, if they are charged, would appear at Plymouth Magistrates Court, although that may be changed for a number of reasons. One may include just the size of the building, whether there will be any concerns of security and safety outside the building. It could get moved to Exeter. We have seen this before. But at the moment, it is still very much in the air. And the police have made the point of, please be patient with them whilst they continue their inquiries. Obviously, one of the key areas they wanted to put across, as they said here, is we ask members of the public not to speculate at this time. I think that is really everything that we can say at this point.
And just to clarify, you don't mean gentlemen as in...
Oh, did I say gentlemen again? We've done this before. I say gentlemen because I'm trying to use a word that will not be overtly offensive and bleeped out. Men. I'll just say men. People. But yeah, it's 2 men arrested.
Thank you very much, Carl.
That's all right, Erin. Thank you for that.